The busiest cruise port in the world is going to get even busier. County leaders joining Port Miami and Norwegian Cruise Line officials to announce the Norwegian Getaway will make Miami her year-round home port beginning in the spring of 2014. The new 4,000-passenger ship will be the largest ever to port year-round in Miami, bringing more passengers into our area and more money into our economy. Here's something else that's expected to boost our economy. Federal, state, and county officials mark the opening of the new runway extension at Kendall-Tamiami Executive Airport. The runway is now 1,000 feet longer, allowing it to accommodate newer, more advanced corporate and private jets. That means more support services will be needed, creating more local jobs. Another opening to tell you about: county and state officials and some local cyclists joining Miami-Dade Transit to celebrate the opening of the M-Path Bicycle and Pedestrian Bridge in Kendall. Improvements to the 8-mile trail that runs under the Metro Rail Guideway include the new bridge and new lighting, signage, and fencing at the Dadeland North and South Metro Rail stations.
The M-Path project demonstrates that mass transit isn't just about trains, buses, and metro movers. As an organization, we also have a responsibility to offer alternative means of transportation to our residents and encourage healthy lifestyles also. The M-Path accomplishes both of these goals.
The project is part of a 30-mile path that connects the existing South Dade Trail, which runs along the South Miami-Dade Busway, to the M-Path. If you've been traveling around the county lately, you may have noticed some new street names. Southwest 77th Court from Coral Way to 29th Street is now known as Santiago Aranegui Way. Commissioner Javier Soto among those dedicating the street to honor the memory of the late local architect and Miami-Dade College professor. The 93rd Street Community Baptist Church Choir taking part in a celebration honoring their pastor. Commissioner Jean Monesteem hosting a street naming ceremony, co-designating Northwest 93rd Street between 22nd and 27th Avenues as Pastor Dr. Carl Johnson Street. Officials say it's a way of recognizing Pastor Johnson for all the community work the church does under his leadership. One of Miami-Dade County Public Schools' first black principals has a school named after her. Now there's a street named in her memory as well. Students and family members watched as Commission Chairman Joe Martinez unveiled Christina M. Eve Elementary School Way in the school's auditorium. The portion of Southwest 99th Street from 162nd Avenue to 104th Street in Kendall now bears her name. Martinez says it's a way to recognize the late educator for her contributions to our community. Commissioner Jose Pepe Diaz wants to educate the community about autism. Diaz kicking off Autism Awareness Month in downtown Miami with a special event that included 25 strollers on display, each representing a child who will be diagnosed with autism this month. Doctors say there is no known cause or cure for the neurobiological disorder that impairs communication and social skills.
We need to bring this awareness strong, but at the same time, our children that have this disorder, how we could help them become more productive in our society. As they get older in age, they need all the help that's possible that could be given to them.
Autism Speaks and the South Florida Autism Charter School were among the event sponsors, which also included the Dan Marino Foundation and Panera Bread. And it was at the Panera Bread Bakery Cafe in Doral that Diaz helped bake football-shaped cookies to raise money for autism awareness. The cookies, sold individually or by the Marino dozen at Paneras throughout South Florida, were part of the Touchdown for Autism campaign. $1 from every cookie sold went to the planned Dan Marino Vocational College, which will serve teens and young adults with autism and other developmental disabilities. An autism fundraiser of a different kind. Tens of thousands of people taking in the 5th annual Miami International Agriculture and Cattle Show at Tropical Park in Southwest Miami-Dade. The free 3-day event included cattle auctions, horse shows, local vendors, and the Medieval Times Spectacular. Commissioner Javier Soto created the family-friendly event to promote Miami-Dade's agricultural industry. A portion of the proceeds from the sale of food and beverages benefited the South Florida Autism Charter School in Hialeah. Commissioner Rebecca Sosa wants to spread the word about the importance of controlling the pet population in our community. The Miami-Dade Animal Services Department, in partnership with the Cat Network, offered free spay and neuter surgeries for cats and dogs at Sosa's district office in West Miami.
Because there is an incredible necessity to let the community know that we need to be responsible for our animals because they are out there in the streets and they are suffering. And we need to make sure that we control growth in animals that are out there in the streets.
To find out about upcoming spay-neuter events, call 311 or visit Animal Services online at miamidade.gov/animals. Heavy rain and strong winds didn't stop Commissioner Barbara Jordan's most recent District 1 day of service. Jordan led a team of volunteers as they planted trees to spruce up the area at Northwest 186th Street and West Oakmont Drive in North Miami-Dade. The painting of a wall that residents say has been an eyesore in the community had to be postponed because of the rain. Jordan says she and her volunteers will be back to paint it on a day with better weather. And the weather was picture perfect as Commission Vice Chairwoman Audrey Edmondson continued her efforts to clean up the Northwest 18th Avenue corridor. For the third month in a row, Edmondson led a sweep of the area from 62nd to 71st Streets in Liberty City, walking through business and residential sections with a team that included Miami-Dade Police, Public Works and Waste Management, and code enforcement units.
The sweep is a call from the residents that live along this corridor. What they want is for us to clean up 18th Avenue. You have a lot of drugs selling going on along this area, house of ill repute. What we're trying to do now is just clean it up so that the people, the residents, can feel safe to have their children walk up and down this corridor.
Volunteers from the Greater Miami Service Corps also helped clean up the area. Vice Chairwoman Edmondson and Commissioner Sally Heyman taking the time to join the more than 2,300 volunteers participating in the 30th anniversary of the Baynanza Biscayne Bay Cleanup Day. Morningside Park in Miami was one of 28 sites throughout the county where volunteers picked up more than 10 tons of trash along the shoreline and nearby islands of Biscayne Bay. Local businesses can now help the environment and save money in the process. Miami-Dade Mayor Carlos Jimenez and Commissioner Rebecca Sosa launching the county's Green Business Certification and Commercial Rebate programs at La Loggia Restaurant in downtown Miami. The restaurant receiving the first Miami-Dade Green Business Certification decal. La Loggia replaced an old freezer and food warmer with newer, energy-efficient models and received a $10,000 rebate through the program. A traditional dragon dance kicks off the Miami-Dade Public Library System's 12th annual Art of Storytelling International Festival Day at the main library in downtown Miami. The dance honored this year's exchange partner, the Taipei Public Library in Taiwan. The free event included lots of entertainment and activities for kids of all ages, and of course, tales told by renowned storytellers.
They were so afraid of the big bad wolf, entonces they were scared.
Commissioner Rebecca Sosa did some storytelling of her own, celebrating National Library Week by reading The Three Little Pigs to kids at the Fairlawn branch in West Miami. Sosa also spoke to the kids about the importance of reading and encouraged them to visit and use the resources available at our public libraries. And that's all for this edition of Miami-Dade Now. I'm Layla Khalil reporting. Thanks for watching.